Hello guys, welcome to this week's video. I am gonna take you guys along for another day in my life, but I am gonna do this a little bit differently this week. Instead of just showing you the things that I'm doing throughout the day, I'm also going to sprinkle in some of my hacks for how I avoid teacher burnout, especially now that we are in February and I got really burnt out this time last year during my second year teaching. So I'm really focusing on wellness things and things that I can do to make me feel good and again end the day more energized rather than just exhausted. It is 7 a.m. right now and I am headed to school, so I will probably show you guys a little bit when I get there, and then I'll mostly talk to you guys after school today. Alright guys, and my classroom is all set up for the day, so I will update you after school. Alright guys, the school day is officially over, and this brings me to my first two hacks on how I avoid teacher burnout. My first hack is that I always leave school with my desk and my space cleaned up and organized. This makes it a lot easier to come back to school the next day, and I always feel a lot better. My second point that kind of goes with this is to leave at contract time, or at least as close to contract time as you can. If you need to set limits for yourself, then set limits. If I really need to get work done and I know that I would feel better if I stayed a little bit to get some work done, I usually set a timer for like 20-25 minutes, and I definitely don't do that often because when school is over, I like to leave, and I know that I will have more time tomorrow when I come back to school to work on some things that I need to get done. So with that, my contract time ended maybe 10 minutes ago, and so I'm gonna get my desk and my space cleaned up, and then I'm going to leave. back at home now, and it is 6 o'clock, so the timing ended up working out pretty well. I will say that getting in some type of exercise is definitely my number one hack for avoiding burnout. I feel like, especially this time of year, when everyone's just feeling kind of sluggish or in a slump because we're all waiting for spring and we're tired of it being cold, doing some type of exercise definitely helps so much. You feel so much better physically, and then you also feel mentally good because you accomplished something just for yourself today. So even though I did not want to go work out after school because I was very tired after school, I am feeling very proud of myself for going anyway and glad that I held myself accountable today. The good thing about this is that exercise can look any way you want it to. So it's not like you have to lift weights. You could just go for a walk, or you could do yoga in your living room. The options are endless. This brings me to my next hack, which is to meal prep or meal plan. Teachers make so many decisions throughout the day, and the last thing that I want to do is come home and have to make dinner, well, decisions regarding dinner. So if you don't like to eat reheated food and you are not a meal prep person, if you can just plan out your meals ahead of time, it just will save you so much energy. I personally love to meal prep. I meal prep every Sunday for the whole entire week, lunch and dinner. So when I get home, all I have to do is prepare it and I am ready to eat. So this week I have a burger bowl, and that's just ground beef and potatoes. I also have some raw cheese to put in it. I have these Grillo's pickles, which are the best pickles, and some grilled onions. And then I will top that with some ketchup and mustard. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and get my dinner around. All right guys, my dinner is ready, and when I eat dinner, I am usually watching something. So I just restarted CSI New York a couple of weeks ago, so that is what I'm watching. It is 8 o'clock now. I just got out of the shower. I finished my skincare. I obviously took my contacts out. And you guys already saw that I made a cup of peppermint tea, which is one of my favorite ways to unwind every night. I love peppermint tea. And this kind of brings me to my last 2 points for this video in regard to avoiding teacher burnout or pulling yourself out of the trenches if you are currently there, because the past few weeks I definitely was, and I feel like these things, especially at night, really helped me a lot. So first, having a good nighttime routine or a good routine to wind down when you're getting ready for bed is something that helped me tremendously. And then the second thing would be to find a hobby that you enjoy, or just something that you enjoy doing. Mine is reading, and I'm currently reading The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So once I get my nighttime routine started, I usually spend like 25 or 30 minutes reading, just because it takes my mind off of things. I kind of go into my own little world and am not stressed out about school or any other things that are going on in my life. I did really quickly want to run you guys through my nighttime routine. I start it every night between 7 and 7:30 when I get in the shower. I really make it a point to enjoy my shower every night. It's become one of my favorite times of the day. I just love taking a hot shower and winding down in that way. As soon as I get out of the shower and I finish my skincare, I always make a cup of peppermint tea. It is my go-to. It's my favorite drink. I also think that it helps me sleep better at night, so it's definitely an important part of my nighttime routine. And then that's when I'll get into my hobby, which is usually reading. Sometimes if I don't feel like reading, I will just watch CSI for a little bit. Although I'm trying to be a little bit better about not using a screen so close to bed. but that's something that I'm working on. And then I usually try to get into bed around 9 or 9:15. 9:30 would be the absolute latest because I feel like getting enough sleep might honestly be the most important thing. But once I get into bed, there are two things that I do. They are both journals, and this first journal is my dump journal. I dump everything into this journal, my thoughts, my feelings, everything that happened during the day, things that I don't want to forget happened, like memorable things that just happened throughout the day. I write everything in here, things that are going on in my life. I kind of work through my feelings in this journal, which is actually a new journal. I just got it yesterday because I finished my other one. And then I always end with my gratitude journal, which was a gift from one of my best friends. And I save this for last because I really like the idea of going to sleep right after I spent a few moments being grateful for things in my life or people in my life. I feel like that also helps me sleep better. I'm not going to sleep thinking about all the things that are wrong. I'm thinking about all the things that I'm grateful for. Also, this is super random, but anything that I can do to save myself time the next morning, I also do that as soon as I get out of the shower. So, for example, my hydro flask, I fill that up every night when I get out of the shower so that in the morning it's already full and I'm just ready to take it to school with me. I also usually pick my outfit out the night before, usually when I'm about to get in the shower, but tomorrow is a jeans day at my school, so I don't really need to pick out an outfit. If you guys are still watching at this point in the video, I'm very grateful that you are here. If you have any tips that you would like to share on how you've dealt with teacher burnout or how you've also kind of pulled yourself out from those feelings of just gloom and doom, I guess, please do share those. I know this time of year is so hard for teachers. Honestly, I think it's hard for all people, but I don't know what it is for teachers that this time, like January, February, just feels so heavy. I think it's maybe because we don't really have any breaks to look forward to. You are going back to school and your students are like very comfortable in the room, maybe a little bit too comfortable, and they start to act up a little bit. I do have to say that my students are incredible this year, and I have had literally zero problems with them. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you are having a hard time with teaching right now, hang in there, do something for yourself, take care of yourself. The saying is so cliche, but it is also so true. You can't pour from an empty glass. So make sure you're filling your own cup, doing things that make you feel good. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Good night.